Welcome to the city of the Prophet, peace be upon him.
Today we'll be taking a walk around the mosque and exploring it.
These are the gates. This is gate number 333. Oh my god, is it massive? You've got these amazing umbrellas up there. There's noticeably cooler in here. We'll go inside. It's nice and cool in here. Today it's about 36 degrees.
On the side you'll notice that you've got barrels and barrels of Zamzam water.
And what they do is they import it in from Makkah, which is basically where the Zamzam well is. Just look at some of the architecture, it just blows your mind, the level of detail that's gone into it. What a feat of engineering that is. I think this spot's cordoned off or something.
It was at this point I started being followed by this security guard. It seemed that I had garnered his attention due to what I was using to record, which was this.
I guess this is a bit too much for everyone, the 360 camera. People are a bit uneasy about it because they're not familiar with it. I've just got stopped by one of these security guards who basically kind of chased me down and said, "What the hell is that?" And then I explained to him, I showed him, look, it's just a camera. And then he kind of said something and let me go. So I was like, I'm a bit unsure what the view of a camera is, because they seem to allow phone cameras. You know, everyone's got phone cameras now, but not 360 cameras.
One of the best ways to get an idea of the size of the mosque is to walk the perimeter.
We are at the west side of the mosque, and it looks like the way the ladies and men's separation is done is, I think both edges of the mosque, so the east side and the west side, are dedicated to women, while the central portion of it is for men. Oh, they are making a museum here. It looks like it's still under construction, so it's the Al-Salam Museum. Yep. We are at the north side of the mosque. Is it north? No, sorry, south. South side of the mosque, and basically this is where the main part of the mosque is. I guess the original part of the mosque. So this is also where the Rawdah area is. If you don't know what the Rawdah area is, it's basically a piece of area that's considered to be part of heaven, that's on earth basically. You do have to book a permit to be able to pray there, and they don't get released until like a day or two before, so you have to constantly keep on checking. So they've got these signs over there on those green gates, basically, that you shouldn't pray in front of that, because you'll essentially be praying like in front of the imam, which you're not meant to do. Oh, so there's a few other museums up there. So you've got the International Figure Museum of the Prophet's Biography, and then there's something else called the Prophet's Mosque Expansion Exhibition. I wonder if it's open. No, this is it. From here, the entrance gate. Alright. It's further down, maybe. Alright, yeah. Let's see where the entrance is. Alright, you have to buy a ticket, don't you? I will come later with my family. There's no point me just buying a ticket for myself.
I actually ended up not coming here due to time constraints. If you have the time, I would recommend it. I've heard good things about it. At the very least, you learn something about the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his life. After walking the perimeter, I got an opportunity to visit the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his grave. This is located on the south side of the mosque and a booking is not required. You only need a booking for the Rawdah area.
That's the Rawdah area.
After giving salam and sending blessings to the Prophet, peace be upon him, you are ushered out. This actually felt a lot more organised and civilised than what I had been told. Although that could be due to the time of day I was there. This was around 10 or 11 am. I'd been told that it can get quite packed out, and on subsequent visits that was indeed the case.
There wasn't actually much of a queue. So I have heard when it's the ladies' times, it's actually a lot worse. It's more chaotic. So I've been told. I am not sure what this line is for. Entry point for visiting the Rawdah. Oh right, okay. So yeah, this is the Rawdah queue, and you do need a permit for this. So you have to book on the Nusuk app. I do actually have a booking today at 2 o'clock, so we will check that out. Wow, look at the queues.
At the allocated time of your booking, you proceed into a waiting area. They keep you here until all the previous group has completely vacated the Rawdah area. Once it's your time, they'll usher you to the Rawdah area. You'll see loads of people rushing to get a spot in the front row, but it's best not to push and shove. You can even hear this guy telling everyone to calm down in Arabic. Sakina. Fortunately, I managed to get a good spot at the front. Now, when in the Rawdah area, it is recommended that you perform 2 rakats of nafal and also make dua. You may also give salam to the Prophet, peace be upon him. You can then spend the rest of your time here as you wish, whether that's reading the Quran, making dua, or performing extra nafal. One of the mistakes you must not make is simply copying what others do. We saw several people deciding to wipe the mimbar area with hats and other clothing, thinking that this would bring them some kind of blessing. The security guards put a stop to this, so please don't follow blindly. Outside, you'll find many wudu areas which are useful, especially if your hotel is on the opposite side of the mosque to where you happen to be.
So this is the east side of the mosque, and it looks like they are extending. Some serious construction going on here.
During one evening before Maghrib, I happened to walk past what looked like some food being given out. It's quite regular that you'll find some generous person decide to feed the worshippers before prayer time. I sat down and joined them to eat some dates and tea.
One of the busiest times is straight after Maghrib. There's just a huge amount of people here at the moment. More so than any other namaz that I've seen, barring Friday prayers, Jummah prayers on Fridays. Yeah, every Maghrib seems to see an influx of people. Here's a tip for anyone deciding to bring children. There is a centre for lost children, and they hand out a free wristband that you can attach to your child, so that if they ever do get lost, then they can contact you, as they'll store your contact details on there. Clearly someone VIP, I guess. Let's check out this roof. I've never actually been here. What are you doing? You don't have a hotel room? I don't think I've been here before. didn't even realise this roof terrace that I've been told exists. Oh wow, it's literally a whole world up here. I guess they must use these for extra prayer facilities, probably on like days like Jummah and things like that, when it's extra packed out. But it must be really hot up here when the sun comes out.
Although there isn't a huge amount to do at the rooftop, it does make a nice peaceful environment. I did see many people taking some amazing pictures here, so this is where you want to be if you want to get some of the best night pictures.
Everything looks amazing during the night when everything's lit up like this. I mean, a lot of thought and effort has gone into how it's all lit up to highlight the amazing architecture. Let's go see what's at the very end of the rooftop. I think that's about it really. From here you can just go back down again, and in fact let's have a look. I think this is the limit of where the upstairs section goes. Let's see what we can see through here. And is this the front of the mosque? I believe it is. Yes it is. So this is the south side, I think. Sorry, south side. So yeah, you can't go any further. Yeah, that was interesting. So we are visiting Al-Baqi, which is the graveyard next to the mosque.
This is where people who are fortunate enough to die in this city get buried. Even then, it's not guaranteed that you'll get buried here. There are some rules and regulations that one must adhere to, as sometimes people can fall foul of these rules and invoke something known as grave worshipping, which is a major sin. Pause the video here if you need to read it completely. After Fajr, I'd recommend spending some time just simply walking and taking in the surroundings. It's not every day you'll get to come here. Fajr time is also a great time as the air is at its coolest. In anticipation of the heat, you can also watch the sun umbrellas get extended. Hopefully this gives you a taste of Medina and encourages you to visit. There'll be a part 2 showing places to visit outside of this mosque of the Prophet, peace be upon him.